Hello everyone and welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do a really simple but pretty spring/summer mani using a color I don't use very often, which is this beautiful yellow. Now don't come for me. This yellow is no longer available because it is from a company that doesn't exist anymore. However, one of the co-owners of Cascade Colorworks that made this beautiful yellow daylily is opening, or has opened, a new company called 915 Aesthetics, and I happen to have made an order, so I will be definitely trying those products out. So I'm using that yellow daylily, and on my ring finger I'll be using it to create a French design, and the pink that I'll be using for the French nail is Erica by 𝕎𝕼𝓼. In doing this design, I discovered that I really need more sheer pinks because Erica was not quite the perfect color for me, but it worked in a pinch. I will be using this French dip tray that I got on Amazon. I'll link everything down in the description box for you. And we're just gonna dip out 4 out of my 5 nails are gonna be just solid yellow. The only design is going to be on my ring finger. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip out 1 layer for you on camera. The second layer I did off camera just to save time because I really wanted to focus on the design that is on my ring finger. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but when I heard that Cascade Colorworks was going out of business, I was extremely sad. And the main reason was they made some of my favorite solid colors. They just really had it down when it came to solid. Like, a lot of companies really struggle with solid colors that don't have a shimmer. You know, that creamy, solid color that just needs to be like the staple of everyone's collections. Cascade Colorworks had the biggest assortment of these colors that had no shimmer than any company I've ever seen. So they were kind of like my go-to. If I needed a solid color, guaranteed they would have it in the shade I was looking for. So I was really sad when they went out of business. It just kind of rocked my world a little bit. Now, the co-owner, Rachel A.T. Schmitz, who used to be a really popular content creator, who was co-owner of Cascade Colorworks, did say when they were closing Cascade Colorworks that she had something in the works, and it was just a matter of time. So the waiting is finally over, and 915 Aesthetics is now open. I did place a small order, or a not so small order, including her dip liquids. Now, I've heard through the grapevine and on, you know, Facebook that the liquids are the exact same liquids as the Cascade Colorworks liquids. So I did use them a few times back when Cascade Colorworks was still open. They were good. Were they my favorite liquids? No, but I liked them well enough. But I'm willing to give them another shot because, you know, as you grow and as you learn and as you use more and more products, you know, your likes and dislikes and what you want in a product changes a little bit. So I thought I'd give them another try. And wow, how did you like that little transition there? I am so not a professional at that kind of stuff. That was pretty choppy, but I did my best. Anyway, so that was just to show that I had completed my second layer of the yellow, and now we are going to go in to the nail art portion of this video where I'm going to create a French nail using the yellow at the tip to create a smile line, and then filling in with Erica for the pink portion of the nail. One thing that I did forget to mention is that I very intentionally am using my low odor liquids from 𝕵𝕝𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟 because I like that they have a slower drying time for this, because it gives me time to create the perfect smile line and still have time to pour the pink over without my base drying out on me. I apologize for the angle. It's not the best. My finger was kind of in the way. You couldn't really see very well what I was doing, but basically I just laid my finger horizontally and just kind of carefully slid it into the dip powder and kind of just made sure that my nail went in, creating the smile line that I was looking for. I did have to dip back in a couple of times to just fix that line, which is okay to do with the first layer because that is your guide when doing your second layer on a French like this. So after I created that initial guideline, then I went in and poured over the Erica to fill in the rest of the nail. And now I'm going to create my second layer, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. So I'm going to apply my dip base on the entire nail again, and then I'm going to use that first layer of yellow as my guide to create the second layer. And I'm going to be very careful to try and match that first smile line as closely as I possibly can. Again, I apologize for the imperfect angle. I was having a really hard time seeing what I was doing, so my fingers kind of got in the way again. But I'm not going to talk you through this. I'm just going to let you watch me do it. And when I'm done creating this second layer of this French, then I'm going to encapsulate in clear. I'm going to only show 2 nails being encapsulated on camera. I will encapsulate the rest off camera, then I'll come back and activate. After activation, I will file and shape everything off camera, and when I return, we'll do a little bit more nail art. Okay, now that I've done all my filing and shaping, I'm going to add a little bit of nail art. Now, this is probably some of the most simple nail art you can do. Pretty much anyone can do this if you have a dotting tool. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my stamping polish on one of these little baggies. I prefer to do this instead of using a palette because I just don't like using acetone or nail polish remover on my resin palettes. So I just use this disposable little baggie that I have about 1,000,000 of laying around, and it works great for this kind of situation. So I'm going to just take my small dotting tool and I'm going to dip it into the white stamping polish, and I'm just going to create 5 little dots kind of in a circle, and that creates a little flower. And I'm going to do 2 flowers. One is a little bit slightly smaller than the one in the center, and I'm going to do that one slightly off center, and then I'm going to create 2 dots on each side of the flowers, just, you know, to kind of pull everything together. And I'm just so incredibly happy. It's such a simple little piece of nail art, but I just feel like it draws the eye and it really just completes the look. Now that I've created my flowers and dots, I'm going to go in with this really pretty purple stamping polish, and I'm just going to create a little dot in the center of each flower. And, you know, of course I had to bring a little bit of purple into this look, and I just love the way that purple and yellow look together. So I just think this is the perfect little finishing touch. Speaking of finishing touches, I was feeling a little bit extra, so I decided to pull a little bit more purple into this look and create some dots on my index finger, and that's it. That is the final touch. I promise I'm not doing any more. So now I'm going to activate all 5 nails. And one thing that I forgot to, I don't know why, I somehow edited out where I applied my no smudge top coat over the nail art, but I did do that. So on my index finger where the dots are and on the French nail where the flowers are, I applied a layer of smudge-free top coat from Maniology to protect the nail art from the activation process. So I let those 2 nails fully dry before I applied the activator. And now my favorite part is top coat. And here are the final results. I am so thrilled. Can I just say, this is my first time ever doing a French tip, like ever, on myself. I mean, I've done it on my daughter, and for some reason that seemed easier to me, but doing it on myself, I was always just too nervous. I never used gel to do a French tip or dip powder to do a French tip. This is my very first French tip. You saw it right here in this video. And I'm really, really, really excited with the way it came out. Now, am I going to ever be brave enough to try it on all 5 nails? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, I'm really happy with the results of this one. So I'm applying my cuticle oil as I always do, because, you know, rehydrating is extremely important when we are so hard on our hands so much of the time. So I'm curious, talk to me. Have any of you tried doing a French tip using dip powder? Was it a success? Why or why not? I would love for you to share with me down in the comments below. And also let me know what you think of this mani. I personally could not be happier with the way it turned out. I am actually surprisingly in love with this color. I don't reach for yellow very often, but I kind of love it. What do you think? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you were able to learn something new, maybe get some inspiration. That's what I love about doing these videos. If you did enjoy watching, it would make my day if you'd hit that like button. And if you aren't a subscriber already, I'd love you to become a part of my Mani family. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye now.